Conor McGregor and Logan Paul, despite the uncertainties surrounding their upcoming boxing match, had a clash earlier today in the most unexpected way. Conor McGregor has been readying himself for a return to the octagon before talks about a boxing match against Logan Paul began.
I would love to do a UFC fight.
Now, who the hell are you gonna fight, bro?
Who do you want me to fight, Mike?
Maybe Conor or something like that. But it would have to be like right now, like straight off a binge.
He's actually...
Logan Paul, on the other hand, has been looking forward to a mega boxing match after staying without any boxing action for the whole of 2024. Since his fight against Dillon Danis in 2023 that ended in chaos, Logan the pair had a clash at an airport in India as they tried to meet the Ambani family to discuss their fight. McGregor flew in from Ireland. Way 8 Logan Paul flew in from the United States. They coincidentally met at the airport, and McGregor began trolling Logan Paul, which eventually provoked the YouTuber and caused him to almost brawl with the Notorious. Interestingly, both guys had enough team members around them to ensure the brawl wasn't crazy enough. Afterwards, they both made their ways to their separate hotels before meeting the Ambani family in India. Conor McGregor and Logan Paul are reportedly set to square off in a blockbuster boxing match at Mumbai's iconic Wankhede Stadium in 2025. Hosted by the Ambani family as part of India's Visit India tourism campaign, the event is expected to offer each fighter an extraordinary $250 million payout. The Ambani family, renowned for their ventures in business and sports, aims to use this mega event to showcase India as a premier destination for global sports. While an official date is pending, early agreements suggest the fight is moving forward.
Really hungover when he shows up.
Yes, Roadhouse movie promoting Conor. With Jabberjaw.
Great, man. G and Jake Gyllenhaal.
That might work. I don't know what was going on there.
McGregor confirmed his participation on social media, while Paul teased fans with training footage. This marks McGregor's return to the boxing ring since his 2017 bout with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Paul's first high-profile match since facing Dillon Danis in 2023. However, challenges loom as McGregor remains under a UFC contract. UFC CEO Dana White has hinted at McGregor's potential octagon return in late 2025, raising questions about the promotion's approval for the bout.
Conor's with TKO, that's the parent company of WWE and the UFC, so I can see a world where it goes down. Conor would destroy him.
While skepticism abounds, some UFC insiders are speculating that this might come to fruition. The Notorious himself added fuel to the fire with a post on X, where he shared details about the potential bout. Unlike his usual posts, which he often deletes, McGregor left this one up, further fanning the flames of speculation. According to his post, the exhibition boxing match is set to take place in India, with the high-profile Ambani family overseeing the event. What's more, the stakes are sky high. Each fighter stands to earn a staggering $250 million in prize money. The details alone have captivated fans, with many wondering whether this unprecedented matchup is about to shake up the combat sports world. Amidst the speculation, Misfits Boxing released a video on their YouTube channel where they claim to have intel that this fight is indeed happening. Ben Davis spoke about it and said, "McGregor fights rumors against Logan Paul, and we received a tip from an anonymous source stating there are deep negotiations for the fight. Conor is interested and so is Logan. They are targeting April and UFC is involved in talks as well. It's all moving in the right direction, claiming it is 80% likely to happen. The thing that interests me is April and UFC." Ben Davis added that Dana White went forward with the clash against Floyd Mayweather despite claiming it to be impossible. But will that be the case this time around? On top of that, the rumored fight will happen at the infamous Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, India. This fight might seem far-fetched for many, but guess what? The Maverick and fellow YouTuber Mr. Beast did go to India recently for the launch of Prime and Feastables, respectively. Maybe Paul got a chance to speak to the billionaire Ambani family, who knows? But we do know that McGregor has hyped this news up even though there has been no confirmation from the UFC head honcho or even Mr. Mukesh Ambani himself. Apart from that, we also have intel from Logan Paul's own brother, Jake Paul, aka the Problem Child. The YouTuber turned boxing phenom decided to use his unapologetic voice to throw an Uno reverse on the whole ordeal. As buzz grows around this high-stakes match, Logan asked his social media followers for their predictions on a fight with McGregor. Expecting strong support, the WWE star instead saw his poll backfire spectacularly.
Have you heard anything from Conor about the $1 million bet?
This motherfucker disappoints me. I grew up really liking Conor McGregor. He's kind of just disappointed me as a superstar. His
Logan took to Instagram to survey his audience on who would emerge victorious in a hypothetical bout with UFC icon McGregor. Against expectations, 63% sided with McGregor, leaving a mere 37% rooting for Paul. Despite McGregor's hiatus since his loss at UFC 264 to Dustin Poirier in 2021 and a recent withdrawal from a comeback fight at UFC 303 against Michael Chandler due to injury, the fans have spoken. On another front, Paul's brother Jake has also been rumored for a potential matchup with McGregor. In a statement on X, previously known as Twitter, Jake insisted that any potential fight would necessitate direct involvement from Dana White and the UFC. Now it all makes sense why Conor McGregor and his management team have been desperately trying to get MVP to negotiate for a fight between us, he said.
drug problems, the way he doesn't commit to anything, the way he doesn't back up anything he says, the way he's all bark, no bite.
Large penis.
As we told them privately, I'm now saying it publicly. The only way we're willing to explore me versus Conor in a pro boxing MMA fight is if Dana White, UFC are at the table directly or make it clear they are okay with discussions. Conor is washed. I need Paul's. Logan however he wants. While some are thrilled about the idea of McGregor and Paul clashing, others in the MMA community are not convinced. One notable skeptic is Chael Sonnen. The bad guy expressed doubt about the fight happening on his official YouTube channel. Not a single word is true. You've got to understand that Conor is not boxing Logan Paul. There is not a billionaire in India looking to bring people over and change tourism. That is something that is exclusively done by a government, Sonnen explained.
I think it'd be really cool.
Do you think that you're too big for him?
I could cut to 185, and he's.
But size-wise, Conor was most effective at one.
There's no check for $250 million, so he kind of went right down the list of joking. He is kidding. You're not supposed to believe any of that to be true. Surprisingly, Chael Sonnen pointed out another significant reason why the proposed fight might not happen. He reminded fans that McGregor is still under contract with the UFC and has 2 fights remaining on his current deal with the promotion. This contractual obligation adds a layer of complexity to the situation. Let's see what the verbose analyst had to say.
45.
But we'll always come back to, like, he's a professional fighter, I'm a YouTuber, you know, and so that's supposed to be the give and take of it. Like, why would I, a YouTuber who's own one, have any...
Chael Sonnen highlighted another major obstacle to the proposed boxing exhibition. UFC CEO Dana White may not allow Conor McGregor to compete outside the octagon since joining the UFC in 2013. The Notorious has never engaged in a professional bout under another combat sports banner. While the Irishman owns stakes in ventures like BKFC and other businesses, he has remained exclusively tied to the UFC for his competitive fights.
A couple of days ago, when I was talking about the nameless billionaire from India who's going to put up $250 million to see Conor McGregor fight.
Sonnen elaborated, saying, whatever industry you're in, none of you zero have a job where your boss isn't going to use you. Whatever department it is, whatever you do, your boss will not put you to work for another boss. That is not accurate. At this point, the rumored fight with Logan Paul in India remains just that, a rumor. There has been no official confirmation, and all eyes are now on the UFC head honcho to see how he reacts to the buzz. Given White's tight control over UFC fighters, it's unclear whether he would entertain the idea of McGregor fighting outside the promotion. Jake Paul poured cold water on the mega fight rumor between McGregor and Logan Paul.
In the entire world, who has a check for $250 million to hand to a guy that's 0-1.
Cap on cap on cap was the reaction of the most valuable promotions, which is Jake's boxing promotion, to this news dismissing the authenticity of the fight. Now, what does cap really mean? It's modern slang to denote anything that is not true and has no concrete proof. Jake Paul's team gave fuel to the fire with this simple statement and is making fans question the exhibition fight. Is it even a legitimate fight or just a marketing gimmick for attention? On X, he decided to post, "Now it all makes sense. Why Conor McGregor and his management team have been desperately trying to get MVP to negotiate for a fight between us."
And I got pushback. Oh no, this family, they're real. Yeah, this is real. Oh. Okay.
We are well aware that McGregor is in some troubled waters with no fight for almost 3 years and then a huge civil lawsuit loss recently. So does the Irishman need the Paul brothers to push himself into the limelight again? Jake Paul is completely playing into this narrative and said, "Conor is washed. I need Paul's. Logan, however he wants." On top of that, the problem child even hinted at being interested in fighting against McGregor but wanted a negotiation with Dana White. Now hold on to your seatbelts because Ariel Helwani, the famous MMA reporter, recently said that Jake Paul might have been the first choice for this fight.
Stupid things, or people might do stupid things with their money. That's a real thing, but it's right now, right in this moment. You and me, we take a bet. I race, you race. Here's my pink.
Helwani's sources asserted that Mukesh Ambani's son, Anant Ambani, who had a highly broadcasted $600 million wedding recently, wanted to organize a mega event akin to what happens in Saudi Arabia. And for that, Jake Paul was apparently the first choice to pair with Conor McGregor, which of course didn't come to a culmination. The Notorious is currently preparing for his Octagon return, having been away from the sport since 2021 after he suffered a leg break against Dustin Poirier. He was then set to face Michael Chandler earlier this year, but a broken toe during his training camp forced him out of the fight. Whilst fans will have been hoping Conor McGregor's MMA return will see him once again become an active fighter, the latest rumors have suggested that the Irishman could be eyeing another go in the squared circle after he faces Chandler.
Conor McGregor diciendo que tú no puedes vender y que si es un error la que tú estás haciendo la venta en septiembre. ¿Qué piensas de eso y qué mensaje le quieres decir?
Over recent months, McGregor and super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez have been trading back and forth on social media and in interviews. The pair have also both expressed an interest in fighting one another, providing the money is right. Dana White was then asked about a potential McGregor versus Alvarez boxing bout during a recent interview with MMA journalist Manuka Kopian. While the UFC CEO has historically said he'd never be interested in doing another cross-promotion, his response wasn't as categoric as some might have expected. White started his reply by smiling and jokingly pretending he didn't hear the question.
Money for McGregor?
Yeah, easy, way easy money.
How soon does that fight end?
No, we never talk about it, but you asking me and I just
He said, "Having trouble with the audio over here. Haha, I heard ya. Let's bookmark that one for 2025. Let's put a pin in that." A mega fight between UFC and boxing stars may just be right before us again, after Conor McGregor fired back at Canelo Alvarez and said he was also ready for a fight with Canelo. Despite Conor McGregor's long injury layoff, he's willing to make a return, not just to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, but to the boxing ring as well. Being the star attraction in the world of mixed martial arts, Conor McGregor is often targeted by his fellow UFC contenders. But the challenges to his name aren't limited to the MMA cage. Even bare-knuckle fighters and boxers push forth their desire to grab a humongous amount of money by fighting McGregor. And the most recent and eye-catching challenge was the one by Canelo Alvarez. Fighting the Mystic Max sure comes with a massive paycheck. His popularity and ability to hype up a matchup ensures that the arena gets sold out within moments. Needless to say, Alvarez knew this pretty well, and that's why he seems bent on facing McGregor, this time, without demanding a crazy purse.
Fun.
Oh, meaning how soon do you knock him out, you think?
Oh, at the time I want. 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever I want.
The last time he stepped into the ring, he made one of boxing's biggest fights against Floyd Mayweather, but was totally outclassed in a 10th round technical knockout defeat. And now, 7 years later, he's set to do even more by facing the face of boxing in this generation. Surprisingly, Canelo Alvarez isn't asking for some outrageous purse, as he considers Conor McGregor a very, very easy fight, claiming he would knock him out any round he feels. If there was another battle between fighters from the respective sports, Canelo predicts a routine knockout win against McGregor. To this, the Notorious fired back and claimed he has more than what it takes to fight and defeat Canelo Alvarez as well. I'm a southpaw. Ryder is a southpaw. Pretty Joe is a southpaw. I don't care about all this. I'll fight Canelo. No freaking problem.
I'm a southpaw. Ryder was a southpaw. Billy Joe was a southpaw.
Yeah.
I've seen methods. I've seen things I do, and I know he's waning. I'll fight Canelo, no fucking problem.
UFC CEO Dana White recently claimed that McGregor will make his way back inside the octagon in 2025. The Irishman was supposed to meet Michael Chandler earlier this year, but a toe injury forced him off the UFC 303 card.
And that's what I think.
The last time we talked, you said Benavidez is a risky fight, but that you would beat him only in a way that you hadn't.
There have been crossover fights before, with Floyd Mayweather stopping McGregor on his feet in the 10th round of a comfortable win in what was Money's final pro boxing bout. The way Canelo talks, a fight against him would be even more straightforward than the 2017 super fight. We show boxing is better, Canelo said, in response to Fight Hub TV's question regarding a possible bout between him and the UFC's former two-weight champion.
Well, so far McGregor's had some success with that sidestepping.
Conor McGregor is on a losing run of late, with only one win in his last 5 fights in all combat sports, as he went on to lose by submission to Khabib Nurmagomedov in 2018 before rebounding with a lightning-quick striking win over Donald Cerrone in 2020. In the second and third installments of his Dustin Poirier trilogy, McGregor got knocked out cold in 2021 before suffering a broken leg in a doctor's stoppage later that same year. The Irishman has been linked with a UFC return and even had a scheduled bout June 29th against Michael Chandler. However, he withdrew from the contest citing a broken pinky toe. He is yet to fight again.
Leaning on this head.
I think Mayweather wants to put the fight on the inside. One thing Conor has to still get adept to is working.
Good jab by McGregor. Yeah. He's got a good jab. There's headlong.
It is perhaps because of this that Canelo believes he'd be able to toy with McGregor. I'd knock him out at the time I want, he said. 12 rounds, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever I want. Another fighter linked with Canelo is 4-weight boxing champion Terence Crawford, who fought August 3rd at the BMO Stadium against Israel Madrimov, winning on points.
Able to get him just enough space, comfortable in those spots.
Though victorious, the nature of his win was a stark contrast to how he bludgeoned, bullied, and beat down his great welterweight rival, Errol Spence Jr., in an all-time great thrashing last year. It has created talking points that Crawford's ceiling is super welterweight, and that he may not be able to dominate fighters as easily at 154 pounds as he was able to at 147 and below. Canelo drove that talking point home in his interview this week with Fight Hub TV.
McGregor using that jab and a straight left hand. He hasn't landed that punch that much. But this 12-round fight.
What we see in the last fight with him, said Canelo, that's why there are weight classes. He continued, that's what I think, an easy fight for me. He's moving a lot, a good fighter, good boxer, but I will figure him out.
Tower. And he hadn't fought, I'm looking at it we last fought in January 2020. What do you expect when he steps back into the ring?
He's at a place in his life.
After Dana White mentioned that Conor McGregor probably wouldn't be fighting in 2024, the Irishman was determined to get a fight announcement before the end of the year. He was supposedly going to fight Conor, and the event was postponed back in June due to an injury Conor suffered on his pinky toe. Right after saying McGregor wouldn't fight in 2024, Dana spoke to Sportsnet's Aaron Bronsteter and said,
in his career that, he shows up every once in a while, but when he does, it's fun.
You know it's going to be electric.
People give a shit. Yes. People want to see it. And, you can't expect.
You can imagine after I said that Conor was blowing me up, White said. When we get to a point where we're setting a fight, and I believe that the Conor McGregor fight is going to happen, I will announce it. As of right now, I believe that Conor will not fight this year. Conor is saying he wants to fight. He wants to fight in December. We'll see how it plays out. Right after the clip of Dana White dropping saying Michael Chandler will no longer fight Conor McGregor, there was an announcement that he is actually fighting Charles Oliveira.
To always be, the best in the world, it's hard to do. And you got to give it, I'll give you an example. people talk shit and say whatever they want to say, but look at Canelo.
The event is taking place on November 16th, and presumably as the co-main event that Conor McGregor will headline. That only leaves one potential rival for the notorious MMA. During the Spinning Back First podcast on Barstool Sports, Dana White casually dropped the following bomb. No, McGregor's not fighting Chandler anymore. Chandler said, "I'm done waiting, I want to fight. It'll come out tomorrow." The potential options Conor McGregor may have for the lightweight division are not Islam Makhachev or Justin Gaethje. Options seem to be between either Max Holloway or Dan Hooker.
Canelo is still the man.
Yes, you know, he's been for a long, long time.
And he jumps in there and he does it and he goes to work, and it's hard to stay at that level for a very long time. And Canelo.
However, the potential of Conor McGregor fighting Dustin Poirier in order to settle the score is potentially what could more likely happen. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.